Started
Oh,
at
good.
Boston College and have stayed in the city.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. Is this your first meeting? First time?
Yes.
Okay, well, good. Well, welcome. Thanks for we usually do it on time. I got caught in the airport last Friday, so I had to reschedule. First, appreciate anyone showing up. Roman, you want to say hi, introduce yourself?
Hi, Roman here. Uh, Small company, software company, AI focused, AI transformation, and actually big update. I was last Monday, Tuesday with our friends Brandon and Kevin from Candle Project and expanding on, they have the certification program. So we're really focused on the AI transformation and how to really introduce it to the enterprise and all that stuff and building fine tuning, especially in HR space now and the construction business models. And going to Davos. Thank you, Paul.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, John's here as well, so that's great. Exciting to have you join John's great event. So what
Yeah,
happened? You have Grace, you want to say hi, introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Sarah.
Yeah, hi, I'm Grace Marlette. I work at Overture Partners. We are in IT consulting, helping when companies don't have time, resources, ability to hire IT contractors. I am in Marlboro. This is my third or fourth time joining, so nice to see some new faces.
Excellent. Well, welcome back. Yeah,
And
go ahead,
also,
Sarah.
could I add one quick thing about Grace? She just relocated here a few months ago from Madison, Wisconsin, and she
Oh,
said that we're not as bad as she thought we were going to be.
just in general or the weather?
Well, the New England attitude, we
Oh,
The
can be a little
attitude.
bit prickly at times.
Well,
well,
I was in Madison recently, and Madison is amazing.
It's wonderful. I love
Stunningly
Madison.
awesomely well. It's a great city.
so Grace, I've been in Boston for 30 years. I grew up in Ohio, and in Ohio, you grew up. You walk into any convenience store, you always say hi to the person, and the person says hi back. You get to Boston, and finally after 3 weeks, people told me that we don't do that here, and that's why they're giving you dirty looks because it's
Yeah.
See, I'm actually born and raised in Cincinnati, so I
okay.
understand that too.
That's really that's good. Well, welcome back. Yeah, go ahead, Sarah, and then we'll go to Beverly.
I'll say we're still very nice though. Just
Yeah.
just not proactive on the hellos. Sarah Frame, I lead the Mass Tech Leadership Council. It is a trade association here supporting Massachusetts tech companies and tech leaders, helping them make better, faster decisions in hopes that it helps them stay connected and build network here to grow.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Paul.
Good. Go Beverly, then we'll go Eric with a few more.
Hi, I'm Beverly Kahn. I founded New Dimensions in Technology in 1979 on a dare. We're still going strong. We are a recruiting company. We specialize in retained executive exclusive contingency and contingency work, heavily involved in the high tech area in New England and now globally. And we've known Paul for years, and I have a huge amount of respect and appreciation for all the work he puts in to
You're very
making
kind, Beverly.
Massachusetts
We're
the AI capital.
big fan of yours. Thank you. Go
I'm a
ahead.
big fan of yours, so thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Eric, and then we'll go to Katie. Am I saying that correct? Yeah, we'll go ahead, Eric, and then Katie.
Thanks, Paul. My name is Eric. Hi, everybody. I have been a television producer for over 20 years and am now exclusively focused on AI video production up on the North Shore. My company is CGA Creative, and so I'm all things AI video these days. And it's great to just be a part of this and network. And if any of you have any AI video needs, please let me know.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and then Katie, last one, then we'll go ahead and start.
Hi, I'm Katie. This is my third or fourth meeting as well. I work with Grace and Mark in AI consulting. I'm from Foxborough, born and raised, go Patriots, but have a connection to Rhode Island as well. If we're interested in expanding a little bit to our neighbors in the South. But yeah, just super excited to meet everyone, learn a little bit more about how we can strengthen the AI atmosphere in Boston.
Well, fantastic. So let's get started. My name's Paul Byron. This is AI Blueprint for Massachusetts, a nonprofit. We started, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 100% volunteer. And this is our kind of get organized call. We try to do every month on the first Friday at 9. I was caught in the airport last week. So the fact that anybody showed up today with such no notice, I really appreciate it. And that's a good demonstration of your commitment to the community here. Just a few ground rules. We don't solicit business here. We don't share the list. We really look for succinct updates today because there's so much going on. And this is really to solve the problem of this area having all these great assets, but everything being siloed. So we want to continue to quickly connect to things. For people who don't know, this is a pick up a shovel and do group. We don't come here to complain. We don't talk about policy. We don't wait for VCs to save us. We don't wait for the government to save us. We think like entrepreneurs and New England people, and we get stuff done. And we've got a lot of stuff done here, and that's the attitude we want to keep going forward here. One of the things we started talking about last week, and I think because of schedules here, we won't be able to do it this month, but starting next month, is giving a more hyper focus on the voice of the AI founder and what they need. And to do that, I want to start getting more founders that come with 3 or 4. I'm sorry? To really help us better understand. We need more younger people on this call, and we need people who are trying to build companies so they can help us and teach us and learn what they want here. I think it's a real missed opportunity, and I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs who ask me, Paul, how do I tap into the community? Paul, how do I find resources here? And I'm like, yet again, in these 2 different conversations. So if we have Nathan or Emily able to join to that, we'll have them. I don't think we have them on yet. Emily, you're here, right? Oh, good. Well, let's start. Emily, tell us who you are and tell us about your startup and what are the key needs you have that the larger AI community really needs to know about? Take 3 or 4 minutes.
Thank you so much, Paul. I was struggling getting in. There's another link I was using. So it's great to see everybody. I'm Emily Leahy and originally from Boston, have lived all over San Francisco, Portugal, New York. Really excited to be building in Boston. And so what I'm building is the future work for women. It's called InPhase, and it leverages female physiology, wearable data, and AI. And the goal is to eliminate women's worst days and help them enhance their best days, especially when they're selling. So, we have a lot of research on the cognitive shifts that happen for women. But the thing is, women have a lot of variety when it comes to their cycle. And so without AI, this wouldn't be possible. So AI gives insights and recommendations based on a woman's physiology, based on how her cycle works, so that we can really decrease the she session that's going on. Women won't be missing those promotions, and they also won't be leaving money on the table, because it's really about how do you recover? That's really what resiliency is all about, and being able to create a strategy for them that really works, using human edge, including AI. And, in terms of companies, it's really about people, profit, and productivity. So the more that we can understand, how people work, especially how biology plays a role in performance. Obviously, mindset's a piece, but we need to look at biology. And so, AI is making it possible. And I'm really excited about that. So I have some people on my team that are advising. I'm actually doing this solo right now. So my needs definitely are people who maybe want to come in and help tinker. We're going to be launching this into the App Store in January. So as that starts to happen, we've already gone through a whole beta. We've demoed at MIT. So basically right now, what I need are more specialists as we start to really help and understand body literacy for women. So I have scientists, I have OBGYNs coming in, but also the technical support is needed right now for people who are really excited about women's health, but also just performance in general and understanding, how to bring in wearables and the AI connecting to these APIs for all the wearables that are also coming out in the market in the new year. So that's what we're up to right now.
I mean, that's fantastic. So if you can put in the comments your email and the specific ask you have, and then the other question I have and share with the group. Why are you doing this, Boston? Why aren't you going to New York and San Francisco? Don't you understand that it's going to fail if you don't go to these other cities here? The city offers nothing here. This is a city on the down thing. Well, why are you staying here?
Yeah, I've lived in a lot of places, and of course, there's no perfect place, but Boston is a great anchor, and we have a close-knit community that you don't get in a lot of different places. So, of course, I'm a traveler. and I love to bounce around to different spots. But when it comes to Boston, we have the best of the best when it comes to health. And so, as we move forward, we really want to make sure this is backed by science, and this is helping a lot of women. So I'm really excited to be here in Boston. Of course, like I said, I'll be bouncing to San Francisco and New York as we're focusing on B2C to start, since it's pretty countercultural. But as it expands, I'm really happy to make Boston the anchor.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing. I don't think Nathan. I don't think Nathan's here. So let's go to John. John Warner. John, you want to give us an update on your wonderful world?
Sure. Do you want to do one more person, or you want me to just jump in right now?
Yeah, jump in right. I don't think Ryan. I don't think Ryan. I think Ryan had to cancel. Do we have any other entrepreneurs who are active entrepreneurs in AI right now on the call?
I'm a CTO and a serial founder, and kind of building two things simultaneously. AI has kind of enabled me to do more faster. So, yeah, I would say I'm a technical co-founder.
What's your top need, Stefan, and why did you stay in this area?
Well, I like Boston's small enough to be big in it and big enough to have an impact. So, like, I'm all in Boston. And my top need is I'm part of something called Launch by Lunch with Karen Kelly, and we are running a thought leader dinner for how enterprise can pick up and adopt AI. We've got a sponsor, Base 44, and so we're kind of looking for thought leadership out of MIT, thought leadership out of OpenAI, and then founders who are specifically building into the enterprise space.
Great, wonderful.
Right,
Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
ready. I'm ready.
Great. Yeah. So, Stephen, if you can put your email and your ask in the chat, that'd be great. Go ahead, John Warner.
Okay. So thank you, Paul, for this opportunity. Can you see my slides?
Not yet. Oh, I don't see them. It's on my end.
I can see your slides, but I can't really hear you, John.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, you sound like you're in a tunnel.
I can see and hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, way better.
Okay, great. So I run a nonprofit on the side. I'm a investor, venture capitalist, but Ideas in Action, been doing it for 15 years. And as you all know, these curves are just crazy. ChatGPT 5.2, launched yesterday, and I feel it's important to bring people together to figure out what to make of this moment. This Saturday is TEDx MIT. That's one of the things that we run, and it's going to be in this new music building that was just opened a few months ago. It's right behind Kresge. The dome is right over here, and it's like a theater in the round. This is my first time doing it in this building. We've been doing it for 15 semesters now. We've won best event of the campus 2 times in a row. And these are the speakers. So if any of you want to come this Saturday, 3 to 5, and Hari is, a lot of these are going to weave in AI. I'm also doing innovation talks every month. I have Steve Jobs' his roommate, first employee after Wozniak and Steve Jobs, Dan coming out. And if other people have people I should be interviewing, let me know, but I want to keep doing that. Deep Learning is happening January 5th through the 9th at MIT. It's in this room, 32123. If you go to the MIT Deep Learning website, you can sign up. They've had millions of people take this class online. But for those of you who are new to this is a great on-ramp to AI. And these are the 2 instructors. They basically watched what Andrew Ng was doing at Stanford and said, we think we could do something as good, if not better. And it's a great program. And I'm going to be hosting them January 5th. All the attendees, about 400 people take it. So spread the word. Then January 13th, I always do a photo show and impact review of the year at the New England Aquarium. There's an 85-foot screen. So if any of you want to come to that January 13th, put that down. I'm also working on an event at MIT in April on global defense. So if any of you are interested in that topic, also curating a bunch of 250 talks as the United States turns 250. I want to find interesting people to talk about the next 50 to 250 years going forward as opposed to just looking backward. And I think AI plays a big role in that. And we're going to record it and make a digital database on that. And we're going to do it at the Cyclorama. This is where they painted the Gettysburg Address on the ceiling. It was the largest dome before the U.S. Capitol was finished, and going to do that in April. So excited to engage people here. Imagination Action, a few updates. This happens 4 times a year throughout the world. I want to, you guys will be the first to know this. We've locked in September 14th. It's going to be at Bayview at Google, and the 15th will be at Stanford. But if some of you want to go out there instead of waiting for the Bay to come to us, go there, and half the programming, if not more, will be from this region. So I'm excited about that. We've also locked in the next one in April will be April 9th and 10th at the MIT Media Lab. Imagination Action is about exponential technologies. What's the human dimension of it? And it's all about AI. And then in terms of Davos, and that's what Paul wanted me to really double down on. This is WEF, World Economic Forum. This is a Klaus Schwab founded 52 years ago. This is one of their posters of it. About 2,500 people get white badges to be in their Congress Hall, but about 10,000 people come for all the programming outside of the Congress Hall. So this is an example of 2 storefronts that Amazon took over, and Meta actually built their own building. And Circle is right across from the dome I program in, and that's a local company. And countries, South Africa took over this building, and states in the country of India take over spaces. And there's no reason why Massachusetts and some of the talent in this region shouldn't be represented. This is the official World Economic Forum map. My dome is right here. This is one of the Congress spaces. And as I mentioned, other countries take over things. Here's like Brazil House. So for years, I've been programming in this dome. These are some of the high-profile people like Heads of State, Kagame from Rwanda, or will.i.am, or Jan LeCun, and we're keeping the tradition going. See, there's the dome right there that's built. It's the second largest venue that you can do things in. And I have it for a whole day. And because I have it for a whole day, I cram in like a week's worth of programming in it. It takes 19 days to build. It's 56,000 square feet. I've been doing this for 10 years. And I remember 2 months after GPT-2 launched, nobody was talking about it at Davos. This is Mira Wilczek, daughter of Frank Wilczek, Nobel laureate, MIT grad. I had her talk about it to this audience. So, we've been prescient on things that are related to AI. Sally Kornbluth, the president of MIT, spoke last year. We had her interviewed by David Rubenstein. Both of them are coming back this year. I'm going to mix it up, and they're not going to do the same interview again. Demis, Daniela Roos did a great interview with him, and we also had him on a panel. We had Yosha Benja and the dean of Tsinghua University for AI, and Don Song, and Tim Berners-Lee, Jan LeCun, the head of Deloitte, and Pagaluka. And right now we're curating panels for this space. So some of you may be coming to this. I can put you on the list. Let me know. We also have more than one stage. In addition to the dome, as you walk into the dome, there's a stage, and we're going to be recording all day from 7:30 in the morning to 6 at night. And then we have an outdoor stage. And then in the evening, we do a party. We had great people last year. This year's theme is the inflection of intelligence. And we want to not feel commercial and be broad, that it can be inclusive of a lot of topics. And in addition to being MIT, we've also added High as a partner, Stanford AI Lab. And these are like 2 of the really top AI labs in the world. So we're excited to kind of be bold about that. This is the dome without the chairs out. This is where you come down, the one theater, the other theater, the other theater. I've also made the move to have red chairs to symbolize MIT and Stanford. And these are going to be the outdoor chairs. We're going to have a big sign where people can get selfies and so on. And then we have touch screens. A bunch of the startups want to do tech demos, and we're going to have 4 of these throughout the day in a station. This is the outdoor spot. We're going to have two different places you can record. And then this year I've added another room with there's a deck that looks out at the mountains. We'll have private podcast recordings. And the goal is to create great content. This is the leadership at High. James co-runs it with Fei Li. Eric Benilson used to be at MIT that I've gotten involved to kind of partner with this. And then Deloitte is across the street. This is a Deloitte house. This is a Deloitte house. This is the entrance to the dome. And so we're going to have a bunch of their clients come in. So enterprise people will also be at the dome, and the chairman and CEO is going to speak. Right now, if you go to Imagination Action, you can see the over 125 speakers. There's Paul right now. There are all their social cards if you want to post, hey, I'm excited to hear this combo of people. And then I mentioned the party at the end of the day. We have Diplo going to be performing. And these are all the speakers to date. These are some of the notable ones that I'll take a moment to explain. Chase Lockmiller from Crusoe, Daniela Roos, as I mentioned earlier, head of CSAIL. We have the head of the Media Lab coming, Johnny Ho, the co-founder of Perplexity, and the co-founder and executive chairman of Databricks, senior leader at Microsoft, senior leader at Yossi. These two we're going to put together. That'll be great. The head of investing for UBS, Will.i.am. It's a great group. I also am proud to have gotten a bunch of the behind the scenes Gemini people. He was the number 6 person on the Gemini team to kind of talk about where Gemini is and where it's going. These are some of the other kind of hot shots we've identified. We have a bunch of investors coming that we're going to weave into the program. David Siegel, you guys may know, founded our Two Sigma, and then startups were at the Stanford event. These 3 won prizes and recognition. We have a bunch of startups, and we're getting more. So if you know anyone that want to be part of this, and Stanford Health is another partner of us as a way to kind of get Stanford involved. And then we have a bunch of university presidents. I talked to their team this morning. In addition to Sally, so higher ed, we'll talk about what they're doing with AI. Look, this is a work in progress. And like I said, India has states represent there. Why shouldn't Massachusetts be represented? And consider this your Massachusetts event. Thank you for opportunity to kind of share all the things we're doing, and love all your help.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic, John. And folks who don't know John, he's a true, unique global asset that we have in Boston. And I think this is a great example of Boston being a player on the global stage. There's no reason Boston can't be top 3, 4, 5 AI area in the world, and it can lead both physically, locally, and digitally, globally, like John's demonstrating here. I also think
what did you learn you didn't know in that presentation, or you knew everything?
Well, are you asking me, John?
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
I just love you've got a lot more pictures of the storefronts. When I explain this to people, it's really hard, but it's very impressive, John.
Only one dome, a lot of storefronts.
Correct. That's right. Other questions for John or others that want to? It's really expensive to stay in Davos. I and a few others stay in Zurich. It's $200-300 a night, and then we take the train up. It's a 2-hour ride, but you can sleep on the train. It's world-class Swiss trains. And it ends at the Davos stop. So you just sleep on the train, but end up meeting a lot of different people here. And then go to John's events, which is no cost, network with people, and then come back to Zurich. Great.
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, John, I sent you a quick message there. I registered for that, and it would be great to participate or help whatever in your event there. I'll be there the whole entire week. I will not stay in Zurich, but said good thing. My sister lives nearby, so I'll stay there.
Are you available to help out? Are you asking to
Yes,
help? Yeah.
I'm open for anything.
Yeah. Roman, just email me right now, Jay Werner at MIT. Happy to get you involved. You'll be head of security.
There we go.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Let's keep going forward. The other project we've had on and off, and others like Eric and others have made some time, is a real need to have a short video that highlights the area. This region has 113 colleges and universities, 435,000 students that flow through the state every single year. 17,000 of those are engineers in data, software, AI. 95% of them have no idea what is happening in the AI community here. The most of the ones I talk over at iLab, which is the innovation lab for the 26 Harvard, 2,000 students go through there. You can probably say that's 1,000 international students. 95% think that do a startup, you have to go to Silicon Valley. Why? Because that's what they knew before they came to Boston, and no one told them any different. No one told them about all these wonderful things going on at MIT. No one told them about all these great programs they're having out there here. So we want to continue to get that. So, Erica, you want to talk about where you are with the project and what help you need, and how can
Sure.
we continue
Yeah.
to prove
Thanks,
this?
Paul.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ago, I was able to put some time into a video to address everything Paul was just saying. And then I had to table it for a little while, but I'd love to pick it back up and get it over the goal line. And so there are a couple notes Paul has that would be if anyone has any graphic capability, animation, graphic capability, we're trying to incorporate all of the many schools in the area in a sort of like a collage style way. So that's one of the things. But a second or third set of eyes to make sure everything is covered from diversity to messaging and just making sure that it's as good as it can be. But I have some time over the holidays that I can put toward this video. So if anyone would like to kind of come in and support, that would be great.
I'll reach out to you, Eric.
So thank you, Adam. That'd be great. Yeah, I think we just need 2 or 3 people here, and I think the key thing that I've been brainstorming is we just need something that really pops. And I think the thing I was brainstorming with Eric, we got so many logos of great institutions and colleges and unicorns. We need to have those as well, so we can use the visual aspect to sell with the. No, but that's great. Anyone else going to help Adam and Eric? Great. Super. Eric, really appreciate it. I think this is really important. I think this is all about the young people. We've got to get the young people. We don't have them on the call here. We've got to reach out to them. They are over in the TikTok land. We need to go to TikTok land and interact with them and go to the, what they're all doing these days, the online gambling and trading crypto. And we need to get, that's where they're hanging out and having craft beers, I guess.
Well, maybe we ought to talk a little more, Paul, about ongoing content as well. I mean, I can help on a more ongoing basis too. And, that's sort of a one anchor promo style video, but the shorter form stuff could keep coming also.
Yeah, and I'd really love to I'd love to start, and we tried a little bit, is, just 30 seconds, people doing it themselves, why I stay in Boston, why I love in Boston. Even Emily earlier today, what my startup is. And maybe there's a way for us to continue to promote that and just have a flood of positive messages out there. No other region in the world's doing that. Valley's not doing that. Why can't we do that? And that's something that would be great. Good. Let's keep driving. Any other comments on the videos and short videos?
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Steph.
Could I inject? I am new to this group. I have just been flooded with so much information that I didn't know was available. So, Paul, this is awesome. Is there a newsletter that I'm not asking you to do more work, but is there a newsletter? Because it sounds like in just the last 15 minutes, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, so we record. Yeah, so welcome to Boston. And guess what? There's another ton of stuff in the closet we haven't told you about yet. Yeah, so we record all these get organized calls. So that's one way.
Yeah.
There is an email list on the AI Blueprint that I try to send out updates, whatnot. We still haven't really. What we really need is a list every single week here. We have made progress on the website. There is a in-person listing of all the in-person AI events that didn't exist a year and a half ago. That does exist. This group doesn't exist. That's the second one here. And yes, it's a really this is a connect the dots communication issue. This is not a quality of talent or activity. Let's keep moving. Any other comments, contributions? So that's a video. Stephanie, I don't think she was able to join. Stephanie, so again, yet another thing. So Red Hat, which I didn't realize, their CEO and whole management team is in Boston. Red Hat was all over Linux and all over open source and got bought by IBM here. Mike Hicks, I think's his name, Sarah, is their CEO, and he has decided that Red Hat is going to go hard into open source for AI. And he's like, we're in Boston. Why don't we do this in Boston? Then he turns around and looks in the voice and he said, I need a leader who really knows how to build communities. And Stephanie's hand was raised. So she has a raise. So somehow she gets on the call. Someone tells her, call me. So her mission is to help amplify the living hell out of open source AI. They have budget. They want to do stuff. They're putting in their own accelerator on, I think, one or two floors in the Seaport things here. So she's absolutely asking us, how do I connect and get involved in? And she was available last Friday. We'll have her the next calls here, but that should be on her radar screen here. I told her a few things here. I said they need to go spend the $500 a month and be a sponsors of Sunday AI. They absolutely need to get to John Warner and Sarah. I think I introduced you guys and a few others on there, but that's yet another thing where we want to find and amplify these organizations who are indigenous to the belief of really going there, and that's a great one. Another one is Gabrielle, is she on? So
Paul, can you share Stephanie's contact information when you get a chance?
I'm sorry, who?
Stephanie's contact.
Oh yeah, I'll put her email in chat. I'll put her email in chat. Yeah, and she wants to partner with the incubators. John, I think they may want to be a sponsor in one of your events here. She has a mission and a budget and doesn't have any contacts or ways to spend her time and budget. So I said we might be able to help with that. So yes, I'll put her thing in a second here. And then Massachusetts AI Hub. This is a new group that came out $100 million that Governor Healy proposed last February 14th and got passed by the legislator on that last November. California didn't get their $400 million passed. New York State didn't get theirs passed. We got ours passed. It peanut butter over a lot of programs. One initiative is the AI, Massachusetts AI Hub. Sabrina leads that. She's got a couple missions. One is some open source data here, but another one is to be a better convener and connector of different groups here. And Gabriella, who's done a lot of work at MIT for Sunday Club, is now over there. I think this is her full-time job here. So she's also reaching out, and I'll put her email in there if you want to connect with her. But she's going to be the kind of arms and legs of connecting what the state is spending. And the state's got a couple different programs. One is putting money into programs like open source, but also putting in grants to different startups and different initiatives here. So that's the second one I'll put out there. Waymo, this is my just pet peeve. The Teamsters is blocking Waymo in Boston. The Teamsters does not represent the yellow cab. They have their own union. The Teamsters does not represent Uber, and yet the Teamsters have called their own press conference. Beverly, they've called their own things here, and they've gotten the government. I'm told the Mayor Wu, who sent a letter to the city council saying we're not going to discuss this issue for a whole year because of safety reasons. And the Teamsters now priding themselves on being the first city that's pushed back against this wildly immoral and unsafe technology called autonomous vehicles here. I'm obviously on the other side of the issue. I think that's a joke. I think it hurts us. The safety factors are clear. And particularly for me, and easy one to understand, are women late at night continue to tell me they'd much rather take a autonomous car back from the club than some random Uber driver here. So this is silly that we are allowing this to not be put up with the fight here. So I encourage people to lean into that. I don't buy the whole notions of snow. That's a bunch of BS. They could run the Uber, they could run the Waymos just for 9 months. MIT needs this locally. And people who haven't been in a Waymo, once you get in a Waymo for the first time, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the future. It's so clear.
Hey, Paul,
the future's there.
I think some medical school professor just wrote something in New York Times. I'll see if I can find it. It was an opinion thing, and he analyzed Waymo data. It's 90% safer or 90% fewer fatalities, accidents, and just impact than human led driving, like real public health analysis on it. I'll see if
I think Google spent like third-party analysis of the data in San Francisco. There's no debate. And the other thing that just kills me, and now I'm just venting a little bit, there's dozens of cities out there who are rolling the red carpet out. Houston, please come to Chicago. Please come to Houston. Please come to Nashville. And for some reason, our town and our town leaders haven't got the message here. So what I want to do is just, and that's because you probably don't know that it's safer, Adam. So I'm going to fire it up at some point that we probably should call a press conference in Mayor Wu's office because we're just delivering a letter to let her know that it's safer because she doesn't know that it's safer. That's the only reason she's siding with the unions here. So we need to get a couple of the TV cameras with some of the women who will reconfirm that they feel it's safer here and just deliver a letter here and let her and our governor figure out if they want to be a leader on this issue or not, because right now they're not leading and it's an embarrassment.
You know, Paul, I had a same kind of an allergic response to Uber. I'm a tech guy. I like to say yes to everything. I thought Uber was a terrible idea until I had that aha moment. The aha moment was I'm on my way to a conference in Europe and my taxi isn't here. Oh my gosh, my phone will tell me where it is if I use Uber. And so I think the trick is we need to get the governor and the mayor in a Waymo and get them that aha moment. And that aha moment.
I completely disagree. I don't think the mayor cares. Mayor wants the governor wants to get reelected, and and the Teamsters are giving her money, and we aren't. So why should they listen to us?
I got you.
I think it's really simple. It's really.
I think it's not.
Steven,
it's not a.
Steven's gonna.
Issue.
He's got to spare. He's got to spare 50 million. He just hasn't mentioned.
It's about jobs. It's about jobs. That's why the politicians, are trying
to. It's a good point about the jobs.
Hey, one thing I would add here is that Uber wasn't figured out till 9 years into Web 2, even though all the technology was there to combine. And, we should figure this out. I know people who work at Waymo, but I also think it's the talent in this region that's going to figure the Ubers out of all this AI technology. And that let's figure this out. And Paul, thank you for making this a priority, but also let's facilitate people bumping and connecting to be able to create the next game-changing technologies that can really be power players, so we can punch way above our weight level. We're not going to get the biggest data centers. We're not going to get, some of these big things that are going to be happening, but we can come up with big ideas.
Yeah. And I think that's a practical solution. Rather than saying no, maybe there can be a Waymo pilot in a 3-block area, MIT or something. So anyway, I think it's incongruous to have a town and this team aspire to be AI leadership and be Luddites on autonomous vehicles with MIT sitting in a town here. It's just beyond me. And it actually pain. I'll stop after that. All right. Usually I'm not fired up about things. Museum assignments. Is Christine on or Debbie?
Hi,
So,
Paul.
Christine.
Yes, Christine's on. Hi. How are you? Hi, everyone. Quick update. We had a hard hat tour at the museum yesterday. We had almost 15 people, which is fabulous. Thank you all for participating in that. And I hope it was worthwhile tour. It usually is. It's always fascinating to see this fantastic new space come to life phase by phase. And then secondly, we have some other events being teed up for early next year in the agenda. The museum's agenda for next year and the topic, they have annual themes and topics that they align to and with their programming. Next year is revolutionary science. So we already have several events with some of the early developers, let's say, of GPS and several other technologies. But if anyone has any ideas on special events or topics or panels, your ideas are welcome. They are now scheduling, they're booked for the spring, but they are now scheduling things into the summer, into the fall. So the sooner you get the ideas in for Debbie and me to pass on and work with the museum team with, the stronger chance that you'll have in actually getting on their calendar in 2026, which will be a big year for them. They're opening up the Public Science Common. Of course, they're going to have celebrations for the 250th anniversary, going back to John's point earlier. So I think there are some real connection points for the museum and opportunities here for this team. So that's basically it. If there are any questions, please reach out to me.
Yeah, can I just add something here?
Yes, John.
So I did do the hard hat tour yesterday, and it is a remarkable space. And I think the museum and Bloomberg and whoever's involved were really committed to making it at the forefront of event space. There are going to be walls that can do digital things, floors, screens that move around. And as we think about being a convener and engaging, it's going to be absolutely world class. One thing that occurs to me is that this is a lot of real estate that the city can see right on the water wherever you are, and that wall could be something interesting to express some of our vision and aspirations for as a region. And the way you go to Google's homepage and they change the logo every now and then, the surface area, I think, of the outside of the building, it actually may be seen by a lot more people that actually go in the building, and that may be a place that this group could give some ideas on how to express our aspirations as a region. But it's going to be a signature piece when you think of the silhouette of the city. You know, for years it's been the Hancock Building and the Prudential Building. I think this space will be seen as a key monument to collaboration, innovation, and science. And congratulations. And it's an example where we lament that people leave, but Michael Bloomberg, he's left, but he's coming back. Harvard Business School has a big library that he funded, and this is a very generous thing that he's taken an interest in.
John, I think it's a wonderful idea. It's almost like the Vegas Sphere equivalent.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it without light pollution. It could be like, and GBH has a screen on the highway, but it just makes me think that this group could be a creative group to feed some ideas on things to express, and it could be on intergenerational TikTok type stuff. That there's a real opportunity here.
Absolutely. No, great, John. And I'm so glad you enjoyed the tour yesterday. It's remarkable really to see it, every month there's something more significant than that develops with that space. And that being said, talking to Tim Ritchie and others at the museum, they're really going to be focusing very much on really innovative, impactful events in that space. And they're developing, and Debbie and I are helping develop a series of AI-based topics. They really want to be a center for that, and Tim really wants the museum to be a forefront of the AI conversations. So again, I think it's a real opportunity for us. And your ideas are welcome, and to see how we can help the museum realize that vision.
It's really great. And sorry, go ahead, John. Just want to highlight we talked about all these globally unique assets here. So we got John Warner as an asset in himself. We have MIT with the largest AI education group in the world. I think it's twice the size of anything Stanford. And Museum of Science is right up there. It's a world's best Museum of Science. Tim, I love how Tim Ritchie, the president, talks about how it sits in both Cambridge and Boston, and it views a part of its mission as being a convener, and it also gets the younger people as well and the parents. So really, really wonderful. Any ask, Christine, that you need help or?
Just ideas, and continue to support the museum in any way that is fitting for you. So just ask for your support.
Great.
Thank you.
A few other quick updates, and we'll finish up in a few minutes here. Let's see, a Boston Tech Week. We're really excited at that. So that's Andreessen Horowitz. That's May 26th through the 31st, I think. We are happy to see that's moving forward. That was something that we ran after last year, and they told us they weren't interested in doing it because they had Tech Week in New York, LA, and San Francisco, and the $250,000 they do for the 8,000 events they have in a decentralized calendar in New York was enough. Perhaps in some small part because of the AI Boston Week we did last week, they are now coming here. So it's fabulous for the region. So we have that in basically a tech week for all technologies, May 26th through the 31st. They're really going to kick into planning in January and similar things. You can have independent events all hanging off a shared calendar that all get promoted. And then we'll again do Boston AI Week in the September. I think it's September 26th, October 3rd, I think. Any other new projects or collaborations or things people want to do? If not, we'll end here.
Hi, Paul. Everyone.
Oh, you're here. Oh, good. You're
Yeah,
here.
I was here, but then I didn't want
I'm
to.
sorry, I just ran out. Yeah, so
No,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no worries, no worries. Well, fascinating, like everything that is happening. Thank you so much for putting this together. Very nice meeting everyone. I'm Gabriela. As Paul said, I recently started like this new position with Sabrina as Director of AI Innovation Ecosystem Development. Basically, our role is to support all these initiatives. We are a neutral actor in supporting four areas, which is education, end-to-end, the startup acceleration, and the main product of the hub is going to be the data commons to create more accessible like opportunities, in terms of data sharing. Of course, promote the open source. So we are going to be working very close with Stephanie and the Red Hat IBM team, and definitely offering more computing resources as well. So now we are about to close the provider to start building the data commons, and we don't want this to be just a platform, but we want this to be a community-driven engagement. So definitely it's something that we want to co-create with all the stakeholders in play here, researchers, communities, companies, So, and now I'm basically in the same process as Stephanie. I'm going to meet her later, but we are like collaborating a lot in how to connect like all these communities, like like there are a lot there, So anyone that please have a connection about a community leader, research lab, everything, please, I want to connect with all of them. I left my email in the chat. I'm happy to provide more information on how this is progressing in each one of these monthly meetings. Yep, but thank you so much.
And Gabriel, share a little more about the open data initiative here. What's the goal and what's the target audience for it to be used for?
Yeah, so basically in the data commons, we want to create like a portal where people can access different data sets, and also it's more about like putting input and output, So this is meant to help accelerate research, and especially in translational funding, right? Because nowadays we need to accelerate more of what is happening from research in AI and how to make it inapplicable, or becoming real in the world. So the hub has 7 or 6 priority sectors. So we are putting a lot of grants around AI model challenges, apply AI model challenges that are going to help in this research, applied research, and also how to contribute to the data commons. So this, of course, encourage a lot of open source models. We are still designing this. We are still selecting the provider. But definitely, I don't want to say how is it going to work, because we are going to start the process of how to co-create that, depending on what are the needs of the community.
One thing I'm so excited about, another globally unique asset this region has is a Sunday club. People don't know it. This is between 50 and 80 engineers every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for 100 Sundays in a row. Get together and start hacking at 10. They pick a new technology and they don't leave until they build an application here. And it's been going on for 100. No one else in the world has this. It's Artem and Serge and Gabrielle and others have wonderful things here. And I've been there multiple times, and it pains me that no end to watch these brilliant MIT scientists building some agents. And they're like, well, what should we do? Well, how about an agent that orders pizza? So they need data. They need data and problem statements here. So it's a really exciting initiative that's really going to help a lot of things here. So thank you, Gabrielle. Any other contributions or comments before we end? So thanks, everyone. Thanks for showing up on a reschedule. I apologize for my schedule here. We'll take this Zoom recording and stick it up on our YouTube channel here. And let's keep building. We'll do it again the first Friday in January. Thanks all.